up? I hope you're doing alright. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. Today we're going to be building a Copperdale Suburban family home type thing. To be honest, I've not fully decided what I'm going to call it yet. I do think it is a suburban home, but it is also a family home, so I guess I'll decide that when I post the video more than likely. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to build a house just using the new pack, High School Years and Base Game. I also used a couple of things from the holiday celebration pack as well, just a couple of decorative items like candles I think, and yeah, that's what we're building today. So I built this house with family in mind, obviously with it being a family home, and basically it's a 3-bedroom house. It's got 2 bathrooms, it's got a decent sized garden. It's not a massive one, but I think it's like enough space for a family to like hang out in and do what they need to do. I've also done like a little garage on the side because I was looking at like reference pictures and stuff, and there were a couple that came up. Basically, I wanted to build a house that looks like some of the houses that are already here, like the fake ones, so like the debug houses. Kind of like that one that's in the back. If you can see that, every now and again you'll be able to see it. My reshade kind of blurs it though, so you'll have to have like a quick gander at that if you can, or rewind it. You could see it a minute ago. But yeah, something similar to that, just like a basic shape. Not too much going on. This is quite a small lot. I think it's a, oh god, I forgot what size it is. Is it a 30 by 20? It might be. I think it is a 30 by 20, but it's still quite a small lot. And I wanted, oh, it might be a 20 by 15. Do you know what? I'm not going to speculate what it is. I don't remember. It'll be in the description what lot size it is, but it is quite a small lot. And I wanted to just have like a basic build, like 2 up 2 down, except it's not 2 up 2 down, it's more like 3 up 3 down, which is what we call houses in England, where it's like 2 bedrooms upstairs and then 2 rooms downstairs. So you've got like main bedroom and like another bedroom, and then downstairs you've got like a living room and then a kitchen, and that's it. But it's not really like that. But it is a very basic house shape. The pictures that I was looking at on Pinterest, there were a couple actually that I saw. I'll put one on screen, and maybe this will show you how, even though I might use a reference image, the build doesn't always turn out like what I'm looking at. So I was looking at a blue house to start off with, and there was like a garage on the side, and then there was another build that I was looking at more so for like the colour scheme. So it was like a beigey colour on top and then like white brick on the bottom. And yeah, this is what we ended up with. I went back and forth quite a lot when it came to like the swatches of things. I weren't sure if I wanted it to be like quite a white house, you know, with like the white windows, white walls, or if I wanted to go with like more browny wood swatches and stuff, because this part of the world, it's like the town bit, and as you can see there's like a fence around the lot and everything, so I didn't want it to look like it didn't belong here. Do you know what I mean? Like I didn't want it to stand out too much. I wanted it to look like it fit in the world. So hopefully I've done that. I'm not too convinced I have. I'm not sure. Also, I'll mention it because I often get comments about it. That garage door is just a debug base game garage door. How I found it is because I use a mod called Better Build by Twisted Mexi. I'll put a link for that in the description if you're interested in getting that. But basically it organises debug for you. So I typed in garage into the search bar, clicked on it, and then it comes up with that garage door for me, so I don't have to scroll through it for ages. But you don't need that mod to find it. You don't even need to use mods at all. You can find it on console as well. You just need to put in a couple of cheats to come up with it, and I'll put those on screen. No, actually I'll put them in the description what cheats they are, because putting them on screen, that way you don't have to like keep rewinding the video or pausing it or whatever, and then it's just there for you in the description. But yeah, basically you just use bb.showhiddenobjects and then bb.showliveeditobjects, and that's how you find the garage door. I also wanted to show you doing the floor plan, which I don't always do, usually because I find that the floor plan, it takes me a long time to do, and if I recorded myself like doing the floor plan, it would probably take me about an hour. Like I'm not even joking, it'd just be an hour of footage and then the last 10 minutes it'd come together. But I thought I'll show you the floor plan. It's quite a basic floor plan that I kind of copied like British houses after. The layout for this is basically my parents' house, well, my mum's house. My parents are separated now, but sometimes forget that. But yeah, anybody else with like separated parents ever forget that they're not like together anymore? It's a bit weird, isn't it? Especially like if they separated when you were an adult, because my parents only like recently separated, like a couple of years ago, I think. God, when were it? Like, might have been last year. I don't know exactly when it was, but yeah, sometimes I forget that they don't actually live together anymore. Yeah, anyway, wanted to show you the floor plan. I also did the bathrooms off camera just because they're quite basic bathrooms, just like base game, you know, whatever ones. There's no interesting about them. We didn't get any bathroom stuff. We did get some tiles, but we didn't get any like bathroom furniture apart from like, I think we got a sink actually, tell a lie. I think we got a sink, but I didn't use the sink. I used a different type because it didn't really match the style that I was going with. And then for the parents' bedroom, I really like how this one turned out. It's not my favourite room, but I really like how this bedroom turned out. I love that bed. I love the colours of it. And I don't know, I just quite like how it looked. A lot of the times I tend to go for like beige, and I'm in like a very beige like mood these past couple of months, but I decided to go with like darker woods and stuff, and yeah, I just really like how it turned out. And I will say as well, with it being 3 bedrooms, it's intended for parents of 2 teens. So with it being the high school years park, it's very teenager focused. I wanted to make it so that there's space for 2 teenagers. However, you could also have a child sim in the smaller bedroom. To be fair, you could have any sim wherever you want. You could have it all adults if you wanted, it's up to you, or all teenagers. But yeah, that's just what I had in mind. I also imagined that the teenagers that live here, one's like slightly younger and then the other's older, so this is the older teens bedroom. Obviously in the Sims 4 we don't have like that specific lifespans, which I wish we did. I wish we had an age between teenager and child, like pre-teen or something like that, because sometimes I think the children, like child Sims, are a bit too young for maybe a bedroom that I've thought for them, or maybe a personality that I'm thinking for them, but then teenagers are a bit too old. Like, I don't know, we need like an in-between of that. Or make teenagers look younger and make them not look like young adults. I don't know. That's just my opinion anyway. But I imagine that one of the teenagers would be a bit older and then the other's like just aged up, for example. And yeah, this is actually my favourite bedroom. I really like how it turned out. I love that bed. I love the swatch on the blanket thing. It's made me want to get that. I also really like that carpet, that like moon phases carpet, which I would assume that we would have got with werewolves, but we got it with this instead, which fair enough. I'm not going to complain. I like it either way. I mean, it makes no odds to me. I get every single pack without fail, so it literally don't make a difference what stuff we get in what pack. But I kind of think that it suits werewolves a bit more. I don't know. Something about this bedroom kind of reminded me of, can you remember back in the day? If you're around my age, maybe you'll remember this, maybe a little bit younger. There were these things called mycene dolls, and there was this website where you could like, I don't know, do your nails or decorate the mycene dolls or whatever. Something about the swatch. This is such like a specific memory triggered by such like a specific thing. But the way that those, that, you know, that desk that I'm using in the teenager's bedroom and then that little shelf thing in the corner, the way that that looks, something about it just reminds me of that website going on mycene. What would it even call it? Like mycenedolls.com or so. I can't even remember what it were on, but I used to go on that all the time. I used to do like the nails and stuff and decorate them and all the rest of it. Did anybody else ever go on that? I'll put up like some screenshots of it if it jogs your memory. But yeah, like I said, it's such a weird memory to, or like a really specific memory to have pop up that's triggered by an item in The Sims 4, which I don't know why it is. I don't know what specifically about those items, don't know what it is. But yeah, I will say I really do like all of the items that come with this pack. Just really nice stuff. I can't say much about the gameplay. I've not played with it yet. I do want to test it out so I can form my opinion. But I will talk to you about that on the next video that I do, which will probably be uploaded next week, I'm assuming. We'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I do want to do another build just using high school years and base game. And I would love to know some build suggestions as well. I did get a couple in my last video that I posted where I did those Cass outfits, those preppy teen outfit things. I did get a couple suggestions on that, and somebody also DM'd me on Instagram to suggest a build, but I can't remember what they said. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, I would like some suggestions. I haven't built like a really big house for a while, so I might build a really big house, or maybe like a generations home, something like that, that's a bit more like teen focused. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I would like to go with what's suggested before I like come up with my own ideas, just because I don't know, I like to do what people say. I like to go along with what people tell me to do, but you know what I mean. That sounds a bit odd, but you know what I mean. Like if people comment and say, oh, could you build a house for 5 Sims that have got 3 teenage sons, then I would happily do that, as an example. But yeah, this room were a bit of a, I don't know, I want to say a ball ache, but yeah, ball ache, that's probably the best way I could describe it. Something about the colour scheme would just throw me off. I really liked that door that has like the lights on the inside of it, so I centered the bedroom around that door, which I think was a bit of a mistake, and there was way too much like, what is that colour, like cyan, teal, whatever it's called. There were too much of that, so I had to just alter the wallpaper, and I think it looks a lot better like toned down, and then you've still got that like light teal, cyan, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know what it's called, what colour it is. I know what colour it is to look at it. Like if you said, oh, that colour, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's it now. But I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. But anyway, moving on to the rest of the house. I thought I'd show you doing the landing area just because why not? I don't always show like decorating landings and hallways and stuff like that because I think it's a bit boring to watch. It's a very small space and there's not a lot going on, so it's a bit like, well, what's the point? But I just wanted to show it you anyway because, I don't know, sometimes I just like to do things different and include things I don't normally include. Like every now and again I'll show you a bathroom, or I'll show you a hallway, or I'll show you the floor plan just for a bit of a change, why not? But yeah, basically for the hallway, like the downstairs bit, like the entrance and everything, because I built a platform out the front, I had to have a platform on the inside. After I built the house, like when I was editing it, I really wished I would have just raised the foundation on the inside, so then I wouldn't have had to do this like little platform thing with stairs going down. I don't know, I just think it looks a bit odd. I think it looks a bit jarring. I might even change it, to be fair. I might even raise the foundation rather than, oh, I don't know, I ain't decided yet. I'll probably just leave it how it is, because if I change this then I'll have to change the back garden, and I like how the back garden looks because I did this like raised decking area, or like pretended it's decking. It's not really, it's just a platform with a wood swatch on it, but I'll talk about that when they get to that. But yeah, there was just something about this, I didn't really like it. It turns out a bit better later on, like kinda, I don't know, I put a couple things down off camera that I forgot to record, but yeah, there was just something about it that I just thought it looked a bit basic. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the white walls. Whenever I use white walls lately, like a white wallpaper like swatch thing, it just makes the room look really like empty. Even if it's full of stuff, like it just makes it feel empty for me. I don't know what it is. I used to use white walls all the time, like for everything. It used to be like my favourite thing to do. Every room were a white painted room, but I don't know, lately I've just proper gone off it, so I don't know, maybe it is that, I'm not sure. I think as well it doesn't help that it's like medium wall height. I'm not a fan of medium wall height. It just looks too big, like it's just way too big, which is another reason why I don't always like to build in apartments, because, or if you'll have noticed, I tend to build in the same apartments over and over again because I don't like the like tall wall height because it's just way too big and I don't know what to do with basic empty walls. I like to put things on my walls like paintings and mirrors and shelves and all the rest of it, but when the wall's like really tall, it wouldn't make sense to put a mirror like proper high up or artwork proper high up, would it? So I don't know. But anyway, for the living room, again, I wanted to keep it quite simple. It's quite a small space. It started off even smaller, so I made it a little bit bigger because I didn't think that the kitchen needed to be as big as it was in like the original floor plan. And for the settees, I wish that we got some more like warm toned, neutral, natural colour swatches. A lot of the swatches that we got with the settees, they're quite colourful. There's like yellow, I think, and purples, and you know, it's like bright colours and stuff, which they look nice, don't get me wrong, there's no up with them, but I would have just preferred a couple more like, I don't want to say normal swatches, but you know what I mean, like neutral, natural coloured, earth tones, like those types of swatches. But I ended up changing it to like white and blue, like a pale blue, and then having like a white settee, just to kind of, I don't know, do something a bit different, I guess. Sometimes stuff like that, when there's an item and I like the look of it but I wish there were more swatches, sometimes that forces me to use it because I want to use that item, and it kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone, so maybe that's a good thing, if that makes sense. I feel like that made no sense, but anyway, for the rest of the living room, I wanted to keep it quite simple, like I said, so I just put down a rug, and then that kind of made me want to put down a coffee table. So also, by the way, to change the sizes of rugs and any item you see me increase the size of in this build, I'm using the tool mod by Twisted Mexi. I'll put that in the description as well. It's a very complicated mod in some regards, but I use it very simply. I'm not like really talented with it. There's some people that make proper mad builds with tool mod, not me. I just use it to resize rugs, and you know, that's about it really. That's about as far as I dare to go with it. But yeah, I kind of wanted to have a coffee table in the middle, so then that made me change the TV and put it on like a higher level like side table thing. And then for the kitchen, we started off initially with these green tiles, which I really liked the look of. Like, you'll see I started off with them and then I was like flicking through the swatches and I was like, no, I'm going with that green. But I ended up changing the dining chairs to a different swatch, and then that made me want to go with a different colour tiles, which now I'm looking at it, I wish I'd have stuck with the green because I really like how the green looks. To be fair, I quite like the white as well. That didn't look too bad either. But I ended up going with like a blue. I kind of wish I might change it, you know. This happens all the time. Like, I'll build the build and I'm all happy with it and everything, and then as I'm editing it or I'm recording the voiceover and I'm like watching it back, I'll just be like, oh, I really want to change like everything about it. But no, I don't know, maybe I should go back to the green. I'm not sure what I should do. I really wanted to use those dining chairs that came with the pack though, and I think if I'd have stuck with the green tiles, I wouldn't have been able to use those because the colours weren't really like what I was going for. I also used the base game counters. I mean, I had to use base game counters because that's what we got, because we didn't get any counters with the new pack, which is a bit disappointing. I feel like we never get new counters anymore. Like, I would have liked to see some more like up-to-date looking, somewhat modern counters. And I did quite like minimal clutter. I didn't want to overdo it with the clutter. Sometimes I can go a bit overboard, and then that just leaves your Sims with one counter space to do cooking on, which to be fair, they only need one. But I once got like a comment like ages ago saying that a kitchen that I did were too cluttered and there weren't enough counter space. I only left one counter space to do like cooking on and stuff like that, which, like I said, it's all your Sim needs, but I don't know, it kind of made me think maybe I should think about that more in future, about not over cluttering my builds. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the garage bit. I really liked that little wall decal. It kind of reminded me of my dad. My dad has like little decal things, and my dad's into like cars and stuff, so he likes pictures of cars and stuff like that. It kind of reminded me of him, so I put in a workbench. I wish you could do more on the workbench than just make wood stuff. I wish you could actually like maybe craft the upgrade parts or something like that. Is there out where you can craft the upgrade parts, you know, to like upgrade your toilet or your sink or whatever? I don't think there is, but it would be cool if you could on that. It makes sense that you would be able to. But anyway, I also put down some like decorative stuff from the woodworking skill, those little like figurine things, and I also put down a gym thing. What's it called? Weight bench. What is it called? It's a weight machine. I don't know what it's actually called in game. I can't remember. But I just kind of did what I do with most of my garages. I put like a bit of storage space, a bit of like junk items, workbench, and some like gym equipment. And then I also like rotated the garage door and put like a second one in, so you can see like the back of the garage door, just to make it look a bit more realistic. You could fit a car in here, like I tested it out and stuff. Not that it makes a difference because like obviously cars are not functional in Sims 4, but you could fit one in, which again, it don't really matter whether or not a car can fit in because the Sims don't have them. But I like the potential for a car to fit in, because you never know, one day maybe we'll get cars and then, you know, all the houses that I've built that have got garages, they're going to be useless because they're not going to be able to fit a car in, so you never know. Anyway, moving on to the back garden. Like I said before, when I was talking about this, I wanted to do, like at the start of the video, I wanted to do like a raised decking thing. So I imagined that the Sims would have like a decking thing. What's it called? It's just a decking in it. It's not called any other name. Decking. So it's got like a step up, and then your Sims can just walk up and down that. They don't need stairs. If a platform's raised just by one like level, then your Sims don't need stairs to get up and down it. But if it's more than one, then I think they do. I think it's more than one that they need to have stairs to like access it and everything. So they can just step on and off it, alright. And then I put a barbecue thing down here. I weren't too happy with how the back garden turned out initially, but then looking over it as I was editing it, I quite like it. I think it makes sense. There was just something about the layout that kind of put me off because I wanted the barbecue to be up against the wall because I think that makes the most sense. I kind of imagine that that's where like the electrical outlet would be. It's not real. Like it's not important where the electrical outlet is because it's not real, but I wanted the barbecue thing to be there, but it didn't fit, so I had to like extend the deck out, and yeah, it just, I don't know, I liked it in the end, but while I was doing it, I was sort of fighting with myself. I was a bit like, oh, this isn't right, it don't look right. I just didn't like it. And then I just put down some more flowers. I also put down some little garden planter box things. And I also put down a sun lounger and then one of those cheer mat things, which I don't know how they work. I don't know if the one that I put down, it makes sense to have it there. I don't know, but I wanted to use another item from the new pack. So I put down one of those like cheerleader mats, and then we'll be at the screenshots after that. So I'm going to wrap up the voiceover now as we're coming to end of video. I really hope that you enjoyed this build, and like I said, if you do have any build suggestions or, you know, video suggestions in general, feel free to leave them in the comments. I always appreciate a build suggestion. Also, you know what I might do? I might set up like a form where people can request builds. I might start and do that. I don't know how to go about it, but let me know if you'd be interested in that. And, you know, it'd just be a thing that you fill in and it's just you telling me exactly what you want. Like if you wanted that, I don't know. Maybe it's a bad idea. Maybe, I don't know. That's the thing. If I got too many, I'd be overwhelmed by it. But if I only got one and it were up for like ages, I'd be a bit like, oh fucking hell, that's embarrassing. So I don't know. I'll think about it. I need to figure out how to do it first. But anyway, I'm going to shut up talking and I'm going to leave you to watch the last part of the video and the screenshots, which I hope that you'll stick around for, because screenshots, I don't know, do you stick around to watch screenshots? I always do when I watch build videos because I like to see it all like finished and, you know, the bit of music and stuff. But if you want to leave now, it's fine. You don't have to watch them. Anyway, I'm actually going to go now. I hope that you enjoy your rest of your day. I hope you have a good weekend as well, considering it is Friday today. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!